Keep it real, wait. Keep it real, damn. Keep it real, B. So let's get into this video. For today's video, we're going to be talking about how you, Daniel, had to be willing to die behind who you are. And I'm going to explain that. Now, when I say be willing to die, it's not literally die, but it's having that mentality of like, man, you have to be confident in who you are, what you stand for, and like your purpose behind every action that you do and every word that you say, right? And that means that you move in a way where you're trying to grow, you're trying to get to new heights, you're trying to get something that you don't have. Everybody has a want. That's almost a human nature thing. Everybody wants something. So what do you want? And when you want that something, you're gonna have to become a certain person to get that something in. Through that journey, you're gonna have an ego. Bound to have an ego. And once you have that ego, don't make it an ego of doom where you block every source of information and think my way or the highway. No, you kind of keep it a little bit. You take a piece of it, and then the other piece you kind of just like throw away. But that piece that you keep, right? Damn, pause. The piece that you keep is the fact that you are willing to go to war and debate and fight over what you think is the right decision. Not what your man thinks, not what your mom thinks, not what your cousin thinks, not what your coach, your teacher, the principal, the CEO, not what none of them thinks, but what you think and you hold close and dear to you, right? And that's what makes you who you are for real. So either A, you betray that person and then almost get in a depressed state because you realize it's not even someone else. It's a person in the mirror. You betraying yourself. How can you really trust someone? How could you really know what that feels like if you can't even stand 10 toes on what you believe to be the right thing to do? Like, bro, you have to be willing to really go to war for what you think is right. And until proven wrong, let's get packing and let's get to boxing. Because there's nothing else to talk about. So it's the willingness to die on what you think is the right choice for you. Now, what this means is you're gonna get into a couple of arguments, right? Not arguments. I don't like to call them arguments. I like to call them debates. And through these debates, you will realize who has a good opinion and who is just saying stuff without really any structure to them. And those are the people that you shouldn't listen to. If I say something out loud, if you say something out loud, and somebody's like, that is wrong, oh my, he needs to leave, then you know what I'm saying? You're just like, why do you think that? Or you let them, explain what they think already, because they're already talking. Might as well keep on talking. And if whatever comes out their mouth is not good enough, not informed, not purposeful enough to really change how you think at all, then my boy, throw it to the side. It wasn't important. Move on. But there will be times where that person that does pique yet like what you said pique their interest and they like hold on and they tell you what they think and it really gets you thinking like, oh, hold on, that was kind of good. That was kind of wait. I got to stand on me, right? So that's when you're like, okay, I agree, but however, comma, I think like this. If they don't go like, no, you should think like this and change up how you think and you can agree and understand the right way of thinking, then bada bing, bada boom, you just became a better person. Oh my God. But that only happens if you're willing to listen and willing to understand the person in front of you, right? If you're willing to die behind who you are, you also have to have the will of understanding and understand that whoever is in front of you debating whatever the situation is is someone who can really change you for the better. Now, obviously, it can be a waste of time, but you're not really risking anything. It's either a waste of time or for the better. And the waste of time is really quickly to figure out if it's a waste of time. And for the better, it might take like an hour or two, but you know what I'm saying? You get better after the conversation. But once you have the conversation, don't look to be right, look to understand. Because if you having conversations and you're just trying to be right at the end of the day, you're not gonna learn nothing because someone can really be spitting facts, really tell you something that could change your whole life. But since you're looking at the conversations from right or wrong, you just it's going one ear and out the other. You are damn near dense. That's when you have that ego of doom, goofy. So that's why you have to have the will to understand, because that at least allows it to go through one ear and then you dissect what it truly means. You feel me? And then really understand. Okay, is this baloney or is this something that can make me better? You know what I'm saying? And now whatever you stand on, if it is something that can make you better, now it's stronger, right? If you stop looking at wrong or right and you just start looking at, is this information going to make me better? You never lose. You never lose, especially if it's conversations with people that you mess with. Because A, you can understand how they think a little bit more and make the connection between you and them stronger. Or B, you can really inform this person in a certain type of way that they didn't even know. Or C, you can really build on top of yourself with the information your man's just gave you. So either way, if you look at it like that, you really can't lose with conversations. Really and truly, there's no winner or losers. There's just winners around here. So that's what I'm trying to say. I love having conversations, bro. I love debating. Come at me with your best shot far away. Because at the end of the day, I'm gonna get better. I'm gonna get better of any conversation you send my way. So keep them coming. Keep them coming. But obviously, you won't get the best conversations all the time. And if you don't know how to really fish for those deep conversations or even express yourself in a way so those conversations can start, then you're a little bit behind. You're a step back because you either A, don't know yourself enough. And because you don't know yourself enough, you don't even know how to express yourself, or maybe you do know who you are, but you hide who you are and don't express yourself all the way, because you think someone's going to think a certain way. You're not trying to hurt anybody's feelings. I'm not gonna lie. Fuck your feelings personally. I'm trying like no disrespect, respectfully or disrespectfully, like I'm gonna say what I think. And if you have a problem with it, you can say it too, right? Freedom of speech. I know for myself, I got a filter. My filter is not going to stop me from saying what I want to say, but it might stop me from, going to jail for what I'm going to say, or maybe getting in a fight in a situation where I know I'm going to lose, or getting shot, or dying. You know what I'm saying? So the filter comes in clutch. But at the end of the day, I'm going to express myself how I want to express myself. And if I don't at the time, I guess I'm a bitch. But that doesn't happen anymore. You know what I'm saying? We got over that hump. But overall, you got to get to that point where you can express yourself. You know who you are. You have that filter to save you, and be willing to die about it. Literally, you gotta move more purposefully. Because when you move more purposefully, you start smiling more. Cause you start looking at the things you gotta do, and you like, you like, dang, like I actually have something to do that I find entertaining, and I can really just enjoy my time with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's just the beauty of moving with a purpose. But you have to have that will to die and will to understand. You need both. Because if you're not willing to understand, oh shit, my bad. If you're not willing to understand, then your will to die is, you might die. You know what I'm saying? The wrong person you have a conversation with and that ego doom, you won't die, but you your spirit will probably die because you can't grow. You won't be able to grow. You'll grow from, I guess, yourself, but you can only grow from yourself so big. You need to grow from other people or other sources of information, knowledge that you can get outside of yourself through books, podcasts, YouTube videos, whatever sort. Your mentor, your best friend, your mother, your father, your grandpa, whoever. You can really get information from anyone if you're willing to understand the message. You don't have to understand the messenger, just really understand, take time to really get the message that the person's trying to get across. Now, someone could not care about you, and that can change the message a little bit, but understand the message. Understand the message. And if the message doesn't connect to you right then and there, then be like, okay, I'll just keep this in the safe and I'll be like, I appreciate the message. But if someone really care about you and really understand who you are, they're going to give you a message that connects with who you are so you can use that message. It applies to your life. It's not just like, oh, keep working hard and you know what I'm saying, do it for your mom. And if you look at all these people that are partying, this is your competition. Like, keep working hard, keep going. Like, if that fires you up, that's perfectly fine. But personally, that is just motivation. We don't need motivation. We need that discipline. And if you need to teach someone about discipline or whatever they need to learn, then you need to understand them and you need to give them information that will level them up now, not level them up once they're at a point where they can understand the mumbo jumbo that you're saying, right? And obviously that takes conversation, and that's where we go back to the willingness to die. But you have to understand who you are before you can go through that whole process. If I keep talking, I can talk for days, maybe hours, maybe even minutes. But I'm gonna end it right here. Keep it real. Be yourself. Remember, don't just be. Stay optimistic. Have a great day. Peace.